Yes, guys, it's me, Justin, from Vida Liverpool magazine. And this is the second episode in our little series here with the legendary Linda B, who's come all the way from Iceland to talk to us, as well as doing a little bit of sightseeing as well and a bit of a holiday. But we're doing a little series here in New Brighton, Vida Liverpool, and the legendary Linda B from Iceland, life coach, internationally renowned, and she helps a lot of people with happiness and well-being, and talks to them about their problems in life and trying to help them find direction. So we're doing a little series of mini podcasts, just 10 minutes or so long, approaching different subjects around happiness in today's world, which is becoming more and more difficult to find. There's a lot of people suffering from mental health, suicides are on the rise. There seems to be a lot of discontentment, and one of the things that's completely is evidence of this is relationships. Back in the day, all our parents would stay together. Even we could quite say that sometimes relationships were bad back in the day. Maybe they shouldn't have stayed together. But in today's world, there's a crazy rate of people splitting up with each other, broken homes, trouble at home, and people are not staying together. Relationships don't seem to be working. You might have friends out there, you think, but they've been together, 20, 30, 40 years. I've got some friends like that, and I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But, we're going to talk to Linda here today about, why do you think that in today's world, relationships are not working and people are splitting up all the time?
I think there are a few reasons for it. First of all, like you said, some relationships shouldn't have stayed, like they did in the old days. People should have left because there were a lot of emotional abuse, even physical abuse. And of course, those relationships should have ended.
Yeah.
So, firstly, that's one of the reasons people don't do that today. They just leave. They are not tolerating abuse, and they are not tolerating people having affair. And
that's a good thing. So
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So 50% of first marriages, they break down.
Wow. 50-50 chance, guys.
Wait, because on the second marriage, the numbers are higher. I think it's around 70%.
70% of second marriages don't work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I wonder, and that's just my theory, that I think that today we are asking our partners to make us happy. So when you are expecting someone to make you happy, that never works.
No.
Nobody can make you happy except yourself.
Yes.
So I think we're always looking for that, like I said, American fairy tale or something.
American dream, the love, oh my God, love,
Yeah.
Prince and princess.
So, but why do you think all the books ends and the movies ends with and they lived happily ever after? Because nobody wants to talk about after the marriage.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
oh yeah, the fairy tales don't talk about the realities and
don't.
stress in relationships.
No. They end when the man says, "Oh, do you want to marry me?"
Yeah, yeah.
And then the end.
Yeah.
Because it's hard staying in a relationship. That's a lot of work.
There's raising kids, there's financial difficulties, stress, life.
And just two people coming together from different kinds of, paths in life. They have a hard time just, finding that common ground to stay on. So I think that relationships are hard, and we don't have the patience today to work towards a healthy, long-sustaining relationship. I think that's, unfortunately, that's the case in many cases at least. So I think that's the second thing. And the third thing is I think that we are so stressed out, and we are always looking for something better. It doesn't matter if it's in a relationship or is it, work-wise or educational-wise or whatever. We're always striving towards being better.
More,
More.
Yeah.
And I think that we are also looking for that in relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make me happy on this side, but on the other side, I'm unhappy. So which side am I gonna choose? So if I choose just the annoying side of you, then I'm gonna leave you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for sure. And today, I don't need, as a woman, I don't need a man to provide for me. I can do it myself. So I don't have this same, how can I say this? I don't have to stay in a marriage to have food and shelter.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I can provide for that myself. So why should I stay with a man who isn't treating me,
Yeah.
like a queen?
Yeah.
Why should I? And you, why should you stay with a woman who doesn't treat you like a king?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because you don't need a woman, I don't need a man. So we are in this relationship because we want to be in a partnership where we are feeling good and we are having good times and we are friends. First and foremost, we have to be friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like people today, they often go partying on their own. I think that's also a reason.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy. If you are not happy at home for some small reason, and then comes this guy along and he says all the right things and he looks like a movie star and all.
You're not talking about me there, are you?
Well, who knows? No, and it's easy for him then to just, come into my relationship.
Yeah.
And then I start thinking, is this the right guy for me? Should I leave? There's so many people that leave for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think, I talked in the last podcast we did about educating and people growing up with emotional, being, kids aren't getting taught things in school about how to love themselves, how to love the other people, and also the lack of values and ethics. So I think maybe there's a lot of people in relationships who are not capable and have had trauma in life or from childhood and haven't been taught certain things. So they're not capable of having, of loving fully someone else. And again, comes down to the fairy tale romance that's taught in school. That's the false love. It's idealizing kind of love, superficial kind of love. It's not reality. So do you think maybe there's a lack of, the kids getting educated on how to love themselves, first of all, how to love others and what love really is, helping your partner when they're down, and they're suffering, having patience, all this, and values as well. So, it's so easy, like you say, for, people, it's a materialistic world. Oh, that person's not fulfilling me. So instead of working on it, they go and cheat. So do you think there's the values that people are really lacking as well?
I think that often when people come together, they are not thinking about, do we have similar interests? Do we have similar values? So what is this relationship based on? We are not basing our relationship on the fundamental needs that we have. So it's all about falling in love, getting engaged, having this big wedding party.
Oh, that's a great example.
Yeah, for 3 kids, or 2 or whatever, and everything should be so, good looking.
Yeah, it's like say talk about wedding. Yeah. It's a great example. People think, oh, everything's gonna be all perfect, and that's really nice. Don't get me wrong. Have a big wedding, but sometimes like that, a lot of things are all for show, and rather than focus on the basics. And people in this today's world, it's like things belong to them, isn't it? It's like, that's my house, that's my car, that's my partner, they're mine, you know.
Yeah.
It's like they belong, you know, and it's sort of like everything's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then they're unhappy. You've got to, you know, work at things. And I think people are a bit misguided as to what love truly should be, isn't it?
Yeah. And we have this word agape, which comes from the Greek, and it means unconditional love. And if you're going to stay in a relationship, it needs to be, you know, more of that kind. I'm not saying that you should just do everything in love and nothing has consequences of what you do, but I'm saying that you can't love another person because you want her to do something else for you.
Yeah.
And that's what we are having in today's relationships. I do this for you, and you do this for me.
Yeah.
If you're not doing this for me, I'm not going to do this for you.
Yeah.
So when you go into a relationship or a marriage, it has to be that you are 100% in it.
Yeah.
And the other person is 100% in it. It's not 50-50.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
Yeah.
And when relationships are easy, I'm saying this to the single people, really. You know, if it feels easy to be in a relationship, then maybe you have hit the right ingredient.
Yeah.
Because relationships shouldn't be hard.
And I think as well, it's so easy. People take their partners for granted. You see it all the time where someone treats their friends really well. They would never be nasty to their friends. They would never say to their friends, "Go get me this," and speak to them like crap. You know.
Yeah.
You know, the people they treat their friends really well, but you see people, you know, taking their partners for granted and speaking badly to them. You know.
Well, that's a form of emotional abuse. You know, you treat your partner with respect if you love him, and if your love is of the right ingredient, you don't talk to them like they are your dogs.
Yeah.
You don't. You treat them with respect. They are the most valuable person in your life, so of course you will treat him or her with the utmost respect.
You know, to finish off, to give people some advice out there, Linda, what, you know, for people in relationship, if there's anyone listening to this who's in a unhappy in a relationship, I suppose first of all we need to find out why, whether it's abusive relationship or whether the partner's being horrible to them. But if someone is a couple listening and they're having problems in a relationship, they're fighting all the time, you know, what would your advice be to them?
First of all, I would advise them to go and see a counselor about it, you know, because no relationship can go on if you're constantly quarreling about things.
Yeah.
But secondly, I would just ask people to write down, why did I fall in love with this person? So what are the positive side of this person? How do I want this person to love me? And then go and love her like you want her to love you.
Yeah.
But I think that when we are constantly having arguments and then we just see the bad parts of the person. So we need to write down what is positive about this person and why did I fall in love with her in the first place? Because we can go back there.
Yeah.
Instead of just finding somebody else, we can go back to loving the same person if we work on it.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And, you know, it goes back to what my dad said once, you know, to finish off, guys, I say, be nice to each other, respect each other. Like Linda said, remind, you know, what you love about that person, but treat each other like gold, cherish each other, because it goes back to what my dad said once to me. He said, could you imagine, my dad said, you know, having a row with someone you love, your partner or someone, and then saying something like, I hate you, you're shouting at them, they walk out the door and something happens to them. And that was the last words you said. You know, be careful, guys, with your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Treat, you know, especially your partners, treat them like gold, you know, and look after each other and our relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You said it.
Nice one, guys. We're back with another episode and a different subject real soon.